Before we begin, I would like to introduce some of our distinguished and honored guests that are celebrating with us today. So Paul van Helteren, he's the Honorary Consul of Belgium. Paul's here. And then Toshimisho Kata is the Director of Japan Information Center. And Sawako Ujima is the Consul General of Japan. Welcome. Mitsukuni Baba is here from the Japan American Society of Chicago. And I'm not sure, but is Tetsuro Mitani here from the Japanese Chamber of Commerce and Industry of Chicago?
Thank you.
You're here, yeah. And then we have Jacob Blankenship, and he's Macy's store manager, as well as Taylor Levy. They're both with Macy's, and we're very happy to have them with us today. And then, of course, we would be so honored that Magdalena Tamura Reed is here from the Awea Fund, and she will be giving us some more information about that at the luncheon, but she's a very honored guest to be with us today, so thank you. And now, Shelley will introduce our honored presenters today.
First, we would like to ask Paul van Helteren, the Honorary Consul of Belgium, to give us a few words of welcome. And then I will introduce our guest artist. Okay.
As we say by protocol in Belgium, I would say good morning, goedemorgen, bonjour, guten tag, ohayo-gozaimasu. That's an addition. So 60 years anniversary, and having a Belgian national honor to preside of this year's ceremony is quite exciting. It's also the 165th anniversary of the Belgian consulate in Chicago, the first country to open. I'm also a gardener and a member of the Botanic Garden, so I couldn't be more thrilled to be sharing this pleasant event with you today. So thank you very much. Arigatou gozaimasu.
So it's my distinct honor and pleasure to introduce our guest artists who share a love of Japanese culture, nature, art, all things creative, which is the use of space in both photography and art. Ilse Bunin was lucky enough to go to Japan with her husband. They lived there for 11 years. He was given a scholarship to do engineering, and she went and became a landscape architect. So they were able to live there and explore all the cultural aspects, and she learned about Ikebana while she was there. Just a note about Ben and Ilse, they actually met in kindergarten, and so their shared creative spirit goes way back. They are a wonderful team. They foster the love of Ikebana around the world. I think they are especially a gift to all of us because many of us cannot travel to Japan. We cannot go to our head school to study. But Ilse does wonderful video tutorials and has a newsletter. If you want to follow her, she is at ikebana.be, and you can sign up for her newsletter. You can also sign up to watch her video tutorials. And for any of us who can't get there often, this is a way to fill in our knowledge base. I wanted to read you something that Ben said about his photography because I thought it was a very important idea. He said he specialized in Ikebana and his passion was to spread the philosophy and principles of Ikebana, which Ilse does in her work. But next to the three principles of mass, color, and line in Ikebana, he argues that light should be the fourth element. Using shadows, he adds an extra dimension to the arrangements. So that is Ben's gift to all of us, and you will see that as his images are posted on Ilse's Facebook and Instagram, and all of those who are lucky enough to participate in the workshops will also get an image of their work. And Ilse brings us the light of her creative spirit. So she shares the light and shadow of Ikebana in her own work. So without further ado, please welcome Ilse Bunin and Ben Ibers to
Good morning, everybody, and
I feel very honored to be here today and that I can celebrate with all of you the 60th anniversary of the Chicago Botanic Group. And so we had yesterday a full day of preparing, and of course the weather is sometimes getting crazy. Sad for the trees, but I'm very happy because I had a lot of material from the garden because of the snow. Some, like you can see, some huge branches fell down, and this is the wet dream of every Ikebanese with pine trees. So I was very happy yesterday. So we prepared already a little bit of the last arrangement, so you can enjoy it already a little bit, and so in the end we will finish this. But we start out small, and the theme throughout my demonstration will be Wabi-Sabi. So it's autumn and nature is going to sleep. You see when you walk in this marvelous garden that a lot of colors are there. A pity they fell all down in one day. And a lot is getting brown, getting towards dying. But when you translate Wabi-Sabi, it's the beauty of the imperfection. That's one term how to describe it. And that is what I'm going to show you also today, that you can of course go to a flower shop and buy fancy things, but you can go outside and just grab around you what fancy your mood or catch your eye and make something beautiful out of it. And that's what I'm going to try and to show today. So let's start with our first arrangement. And the preparation of this demonstration I couldn't do with the help of a lot of fellow Ikebanists and people here from Chicago. And thank you to the group of Hara teachers of Marco. Yesterday afternoon they took a rest, and I asked them if they could put all beautiful ginkgo leaves on a string. So I'm very happy. They were happy that they were. So that's where I'm going to work with. So ginkgo, it's really a very beautiful leaf, a very beautiful color. And that's what I'm going to show you in this first arrangement. So first, I'm using some dry kiwi vines, and they will be my base for the ginkgo strings, because I'm not going to hang them like this. I'm going to try to make something very special with them. When you use dry material, you can use it like I do today, like this. But if you say, because normally when you have, then they are very flexible and you can twist them and do whatever you want with them. But if you have dry ones, you can put them in water, but then it takes more than a day to make them flexible again. So if you have time and you say, oh, I want them to be flexible again, then you can do this. Because I want to use them inside these very convenient holes, I have to make it a little bit thinner. going to be all surprised, but. Oh. This is what I. Sometimes it doesn't matter that it cracks. So I'm very lucky also that Shelley has loads of material collected in her garage. Because it was like Christmas yesterday. Christmas and birthday, all together in one day. So when you string the leaves, I used wire, or no, I didn't use wire, Margot and her team used wire, and put them all together. But now I'm going to put the leaves close together because I want to create tension. Cutter. Yes, yes. Okay, thank you. It's always a joint venture when you do a demonstration. So this is number one. So autumn is my favorite season because you have then so many materials and you literally can use everything. I really made a mess of these beautiful ginkgo leaves. Thank you. So, I have my mass of yellow leaves, and I will like to add one flower. But I couldn't choose because it's very nice color yellow. So we can go ton sur ton and we use orange, or we can go a little bit crazy and very bright with pink, like my glasses, or we go with the garden and what I found in the garden, Esther. So, but I let you choose. Who wants orange? Okay. Who wants to go crazy? And who wants to go subtle? I think going crazy was the most. Okay, what does this look like? See if a second one makes it even. Okay, we go for a second one. This is everywhere, so I'm very happy that I could play with them. And I'm going to combine it with dry material. And apparently, I don't know who is the person who saved the allium here. Thank you. They are wonderful. So, like you can see, if you have a lot of allium in your garden, when they are done flowering, you can cut them, let them dry, and you have marvelous material. I'm going to use them as such, but I know you also can spray them in whatever color you want, and especially with the holidays coming, if you paint them red or white or even silver or gold, then they are a very good item to add in your Christmas or end of the year celebration. I love them, so thank you for saving them, and that I can play with them. Most vases I borrowed from Shelley, so really, it's that's from you. Sorry, nipples. I love the face. So I'm going just to make a mess of the pine because they are so beautiful on their own. You don't need to do much. So when material is beautiful, you just can play with it. I'm going to turn it a few times around because of the length of the needles. I can't see from the back what's happening on the front. When you have pine with long needles and you take them off because you don't need them in the arrangement you make, you can save them and use them as such in different arrangements. I always do at the end of the year. My students, they have to save the pines and then I let them make bundles of it, yeah, and I'm going to show you. More. Yes. So if you make thick bundles, and then you can play with them because also the ends, so if you have a thick bundle, the ends is very nice to look at and to see, and you can have on the table, in the middle of the table, you can make a nice arrangement with only the needles of the pine. You have to be very careful. But when they're like dry like this, then you have to be very careful so that it doesn't fall off. But you can fixate them with hairspray, and then it stays even longer. Or if you paint them with spray paint, then it's also fixed. But if you want to have them like this, just use hairspray and you can fixate the flower head. And I'm going to use a mass of Alstroemeria, and I have taken off all the leaves already because I want to emphasize on the pine leaves. I think here in the middle. And maybe I'm using a little bit more red. Color of celebration. And that's what we do today. We celebrate. This is playing around with long pine cones, trees, and dried allium. Give it a little bit of a festive approach. Gathered materials from the garden and from what Shelley gathered around her place and gardens in the neighborhood.
And Jean again.
Oh, thank you. So if you see this leaf, so probably most of us will just neglect it and pass through it. But this is so beautiful. So probably insects had a feast on it. And it dried up, but it dried up. Very beautiful. And still, it's brown, it's somewhere even black spots, but still yellow. It's really a lot of colors. And yeah, particularly the holes always I like. It gives an airy and a light effect. So even if we grow older, there's always a beauty. So I'm first going to get rid of my sticky hands. I have clean hands again. So here I have bark of, I think it's in birch, the white birch, yes. It's always beautiful, and wherever you turn it, it has some interesting parts. And I just stick it one to the other by making incisions, and then with the incision, like when you learn soehidame, so you make a fork, and then you have two forks, you put them together, and they stay. And because there are holes inside, looking for the holes, we can use them. So the way they dry it is really always nice shape, just presented by nature. fireplace also on the back side, so you can enjoy it from all directions. So this is a dry arrangement you can enjoy from all directions and just with material from outside. So again, a very beautiful vase. And the arrangement I'm going to make now, it's also with leaves, and I had again quite a bit of help to prepare them. Thank you. So I have here beautiful colored maple leaves. Normally they just hang one by one on a tree, but we're going to do something different with them because I love the color so much. So we prepared sheets of a lot of leaves together. And because I have this really spiky branch, I'm going to take advantage of them and we'll put them in different places in front of them. But I can't reach them from the front, so I do it first towards me.
But that's glued together?
Yes.
What kind of glue?
You can do it with a glue gun, or what we did was with, what did we use?
Versus glue tape. Yeah.
So when you prepare leaves for the day after. You have to keep them wet because otherwise they, how do you say that? Burn all together, yes. And then I bring some sunlight into them. Is there an extra? Prince? So in Japan, you have this children's manga, Draimon. He picks also everything out of his pocket. So she's my Draimon. Sometimes I have to guess how it looks like, but when you don't have a clue, okay, probably on that side. I think, so you have to help me here. Because I want to have just a peak of yellow there, and you have to tell me when you can see this spot of yellow. Can you see it? Lower. Lower? Okay. And does it look nice? Okay. And just here in the back, I put a leaf. So this is my autumn arrangement. Of really a lot of vases, and so now I'm going to make a group of very small arrangements with lovely vases from where is she? Oh. Thank you for your vases. They are really very beautiful. So this is a vase I picked out because Shelley also gathered some very nice persimmons, and this vase has also a persimmon. So I'm just going to emphasize on the vase by putting just 2 persimmons and a line in this vase. I have prepared a soy domi, but I needed a fork, so That's why it's just a little bit different than usually. And with the fork system, I put them together. So I tried it out yesterday, it worked. So I hope it works also in front of you. So now I'm trying to find a balance. Okay. I had yesterday also a very beautiful line. It's a euphorbia, but the hair inside is so dry, so it's wrinkled. Oh, but still, it's a beautiful line. So now, this morning I was contemplating, am I going to try to find a line with this, or we can stay with the Wabi-Sabi and keep, although it's dried out, but the line is still beautiful. You're also happy. Yes, it stands. Just a little bit extra color on the base. So staying in the theme of Wabi-Sabi, just for the color and the line of it. Ourselves. And one of the workshops I'm going to do is one branch and one leaf. And I'm going to demonstrate it also here in the demonstration. And we're going to do, again, with a fixation branch. And here, it's from a willow. And you can make every branch stand out. Even if you think, what can you do with it? Here, of course, I have already a curve in it, but even if you have a straight branch and when it's fresh, you can shape it in any form you want. So you always can form and shape a branch. And I forget, I wanted to have it also a straight branch to shape and show it, but so they're getting me a straight branch and I can show you. But in the meantime, I'm going to prepare, but because this is a long branch and I'm looking up, so then I have the light in my eyes, so I have to put out a light and see what I'm doing. Okay. So this is even a straighter one, and then you think, I'm not lucky, I have just an unremarkable branch, but now I have to be quiet. Talking and bending never goes together. So look, it's already much more shaped, and I'm going to in the other direction. And in the meantime, pray for, please listen to me. Okay. This is what you can do, even if you think, oh, I have an unremarkable branch. I can't make a nice arrangement. You always can make a nice arrangement. It's just you have to try and see what possibilities your branch has. So, which one do you like best? This one? Okay, both of them, but it's only one branch. So I'm going with this one. going to bend it here on the bottom, just a little bit more. So now I'm thinking where I want to emphasize on empty space. Because if I can put it like this, and you have the space here, or I can try to do something like this, and then the space, the empty space higher, comes more standing out. And both, I think, can. It's just to see from what do you like for yourself. Because often it's not just one solution. Sometimes you have multiple solutions on how to put material together. And I think I like this form. Okay. So, just a leaf and a branch. So there's one more of the little arrangements. And it's going to be a leaf and a flower. So these pandanus leaves, they're always nice to work with because they're very gracious.
I think I'm going to take the radio. I'm not hearing very well. Hold on.
This is beautiful, but the stem is a little bit thick, and I can manipulate the dipterium a little bit better, so I'm going with this one. I had a bunch of old frames with plexi to protect the picture inside. And I thought, I can play with them. And I heated them up with a heat gun, the thing where you take paint off walls or the wood, because that gets very warm. And then it melts the plexi and you can shape it any way you like it. You can drill holes in it and you can play with it. Some people put it also in the oven. It gets warm, you take it out and you can shape it also, but I'm not allowed to put it in the oven because my husband, he also cooks and he said, no plastic in my oven. So I play with the heat gun. And I prepared this already a little bit by putting the three items together and with dry material I go from one hole to the other to keep it in place. Because normally, I think this one, because I brought it from Belgium, it lost a leg, so they can't stand on their own anymore. So, but I could figure it out so that it could stand. So I will add a few more dry branches. Oops. So that's the fun of Sogetsen, that you're allowed to play with every material that comes along your way. So we are encouraged to think out of the box and try many things that I like about Sogetsen. But doesn't mean that I don't like the other schools. I like all the Ikebana schools. Also, especially I think Ikenobo, but I like it to look at it because it takes ages to master Ikenobo, I think. I have put here already one glass tube, and there is no other way to fix it than with magnets, because you can't, because the plexi is rounded. I can't do it with glue or tape, but I can do it with magnet. Magnet. But you have to be careful, because yesterday I broke a glass tube with the magnets. Okay. And it's advisable then to work with light flowers. So I have to be careful. I'm going to change the direction of this. It's great. Yeah, just fill it up first. And you can see if it works. I went in the wrong direction. Try to. Maybe it's furthermore. They're beautiful leaves, but I'm going to crumble them together. Sorry. Arrangement. And when we think on autumn in with Ikebana, then we use also often baskets, because baskets and autumn, I think they are going very well together. And again, it's Christmas time for me with all those vases. I saw this and I thought, let's play with it. And this is from Shelley. Unfortunately, she had a maple tree who died, but then, lucky me, I can play with it. So first I'm going to attach this branch so it's not moving around. Don't see, but maybe afterwards we can show them. And fresh, the fresh outside. My arms are too short, so I come from the front. So besides the dry here, I'm going to put also a few fresh ones. So like you see, I keep this space open, so I to get a good balance between what's filled up and what's left empty. So it's going to be, sorry that I'm in the way for a second, it's going to be a full autumn basket. a full with the line of the pine. Probably wire from the back. So when you make a big arrangement, often you have to wire the branches together so it doesn't fall down. It's a beautiful one, so but maybe cut this first. 残念だけど。In this button together with a line on that pine. Maybe on this side. And a candle. I like the mountain first. We can put that in the middle. Okay, it's for the color. So almost no leaves, but it's nice red. It's Nanten Nandina. So this is a plant in Japan used when you build a house, and it brings good luck to your house. Yeah, on the side. Yes. Oh, it's okay. Put it up. Again, very beautiful. What to say? Apple, malus. slower. Okay, so the rose hips, they come on this side. So you can, together inside that pine, you can put them. I think we are finished with them. So we have beautiful paper and the triangles. One second. It's beautiful. The triangle. You can bring them all out. How many did you make? Oh, just one. So yeah, I need all the, yes, everything there is on sticks. So here, because there are three spots together. So it's beautiful paper, but like this, it's just hanging. So if you make triangles with wood sticks, you can create a shape or a volume, and that makes it easier to use. So this is one, and there are more coming. So you have to wait a second. We prepared only one triangle and I wanted more triangles. But then in the meantime we can adjust things that walked away. Okay.
What is the white material? What is the white material?
It's a wash paper. Washi. It's fiberish, but not totally made as a paper, but fibers like weaving. I know the paper sauce in Evanston has sometimes something like this. But this is from Shelley's.
Yeah. Her garage is like a shop on its own. You can find everything. I thought I had a lot, but Shelley I think has even more. So to go quickly, we use irons. Is there more? It's finished. Sticks is finished. Oh no, it's done. We stop here. Oh, it's okay. Have to see it from further on. They're a little bit all on the same height, so we're going to change one. Is it holding or? Yeah. Let's have a second look. Okay, we have a little flow. So, this is you enjoyed it. But first of all, I want to thank all the people from the back to come forward, because with the help, I think like this you can't do alone. You need a lot of hands, a lot of people who are willing to help. So thank you all. Because I think Ben wants to take a picture.